Hello, everyone. What is going on? James here. And today I am with the good old Azalator.
Hello there.
And CX Pest George.
Yeah.
Oh, why did you have to do that? Why? You ruined a good edgy joke from you, George. You've disgraced me. Get out of the podcast now. Disgusting behaviour. So,
I did a dab.
a dab's a 1 out of 10.
A dab?
No.
Well,
No, to be fair,
especially than some other things.
Yeah, no, honestly. Well, yeah, some of the stuff you've done in the past, towards the end of the podcast, you know, your wave that you claim was a wave, but it was something else. It was your hand pointing.
I've got a perfectly good picture of you doing something just like that.
It was your hand pointing in this direction. I'm not going to do it, but you said it was a wave, and your hand was. I'm not going to.
I've got a picture
have my hand
of you
at the
doing
same
it there.
time. But you had your hand like this, and then you went like that, and then you put your hand forward a bit. But I'm not going to do it. I don't want it to get pictured or in trouble. Well, captured or in trouble. I can't get away with things like you can somehow, George. You get away with everything somehow.
But George, you admitted last time that
I'm a magician.
You've done it on purpose. That's what you admitted last time.
Response, George.
I could get taken away. You could get taken away by the Illuminati.
That was a good crossroad into the podcast. But no, what's your response, George? You admitted that you did that thing on purpose last time. No,
you admitted every time it's been on purpose.
Oh yeah. How do you plead, George?
Big thing.
I just copy what you do, James.
George, I didn't go like this and then go like this, but facing that way.
You just did it, didn't you?
No, I didn't go. I went like this. I didn't. My hand is not sticking out that way, George. My hand is not like this. It's like this. See? George, careful. George, come on.
I just did it. I'm just doing it. Doing what you did that way.
Okay, that's all right then.
Is all this coming out?
That way is fine.
All of it's live, yeah.
2 minutes and 40 seconds of just denying something that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah. Just no context.
Imagine if it is somebody's first podcast.
They'd be very confused. The thing is, I imagine that most of the 310 subscribers of the podcast, 309 of them are bloody from the DSP videos, and like the other one is George. So you know,
probably 7 of them is me.
Oh yeah, no, 12 of them are you, George. Yeah, because of the alt accounts. What were you going to say, Aaron?
I was going to say about 300 of George and his porn accounts, but
yeah, exactly. The people from the DSP videos didn't even stick around. But I was going to say the
it's not EDP accounts.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. But I was going to say a lot of people probably don't know any of the lore of the podcast. But at least if they want to go back and look at it, it's there. The thing that baffles me the most is when I was going to say it's when you get these streamers, right, who they don't have any VODs, but yet they're like, you should know that my house is in Spawn, thank you. You know, and it's like, well, if you don't have any VODs, how's anyone meant to know what goes on in your server? It's ridiculous. You know.
Yeah.
Wait, did I just accidentally do the thing I said I wasn't going to do with my hand then?
I wasn't looking, to be honest.
I don't know. I wasn't looking.
I don't think. Oh, for you. I don't think I did. I would have noticed otherwise. But
I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
That is a disgrace. Oh, for George, you leg! Why are you both? You idiots!
That's not my leg.
What was this all about? George, what was that all about, man? You've got to calm down. You've got to relax. What are you doing? Well, actually, no, you don't need to relax, George. Don't relax on the podcast. We don't want any of that bloody nonsense here. Just as I was about to introduce the podcast, George is like, It's just ridiculous. 1 out of 10.
I can look, James. I was trying to kick this out the way, and I forgot.
Oh, is that something you spunked in? Bloody hell, George. What the hell?
James, they're not wrong with your fantasies.
No, George, it's not a fantasy. It's solid proof.
It's something you just showed George. It's not a fantasy. Anyway, George.
I'm doing this so it won't happen.
Good. All right then. So, welcome to Conspiracy Theories once again. So we're going to start this off by doing the Fartist. So here's the Fartist for this time around. Here we go. So the first one. Now, this is an interesting one. I had multiple beers in the garden. B. Band or artist?
B or D?
B. Bravo.
Bees in the garden. B.
Wait,
I had multiple beers in the garden. B.
Oh, I feel like I should know this.
Bees horse.
No. Bum 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 ba dum ba dum bum 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 ba dum ba dum ba dum bum 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 bum.
Is it the something?
No, it's just B. That should narrow
Right,
it down.
okay.
Aaron, do you want a clue? I'll give you a clue because I guess it is a bit of a weird one.
Bob Marley.
He's in a Futurama episode.
Oh, I think I know. Is
Do you want to go?
B.O.B.
Is it?
What
Beck?
did you say? Yeah, because Beck's beer. Yeah. So
George, do you know who Beck is?
Spears.
Beck made a song. That's where he goes belly flopping naked in a pool of yellow sweat, screaming jackass with a wet cigarette. It's just the shit kicking speed, taking truck, driving neighbors downstairs. What do you think of that brilliant tune?
Very good, very good.
I think he went he went on. I think there was one called Loser as well, which was really weird. Yeah, a bit odd tunes to be honest. I think no matter what mood I'm in, I wouldn't want to listen to bloody things about belly flopping naked in a pool of yellow sweat. That'd be very odd. Have you ever belly flopped naked in a pool of yellow sweat, Aaron?
Not on my own, but someone else's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That's good.
It wasn't.
So the next one is Jack Black did martial arts and showed that everyone that a fat man can throw down. F.
Jack Black is. Oh, I think I've got this. No, it's not Foo Fighters, is it?
Yeah, well done.
Oh, what's George doing? Let's just not pay attention.
At a premiering. This is too much of a distraction. At a premiering, it was breakfast. The hotel left me a note under the door, saying, "I ran around stealing everyone's toast and sausage." M. Now this is a good one. I think you'll get this one, Aaron.
Is it N as in like?
No, Mike.
Oh, okay. M.
Yeah.
So, people at Premier left me a note under the door saying that was it stolen people's sausage and toast or something?
Yeah.
M.
Sausage and toast. That's the main clue. Sausage, and toast. Sausage.
I think I might have got it.
Yeah.
It's not meatloaf, is it?
There you go. I'm whipping out the clues, but we got to get through this one as we spent 2 minutes talking about random nonsense. But yeah, it's meatloaf. Yeah, sausage, the bread, and the meat. The sausage.
Well, he passed away not long ago. So
yeah,
I put it Lenny Henry.
What about
and
Henry?
one company?
What's he going on about? Horrid Henry? Is George gone mad?
He said Lenny Henry because of Premier in. from an advert like 12 years ago.
Oh,
And a warm company duvet.
How is Lenny Henry M? That's the question. Ridiculous. Anyway,
Lenny Henry.
Anyway, now on to George's ideas. Well, last time you spammed out 50
One
million
thing we
ideas.
do before we do my ideas, just
Oh. You can get in trouble for drinking on stream, just saying. Or in video.
we've had many drunk streams.
I think there's only been 2, hasn't there?
Although, to be fair, I've had someone stream before.
One of them was when we pre-recorded the pod. I think we definitely had a few on the Christmas special. I think we probably had about 4 or 5 podcasts where we had a few.
We literally called it the Drunk Christmas Special.
Yeah. Anyway,
So my
George,
time then.
go on then. 5 ideas.
5 ideas. Okay then. The ALP endurance stream.
What is this like?
So
Oh, go on.
basically, we have the 5 of us on the podcast. You can't leave the podcast. If you fall asleep, you're out. If you leave the call for more than 10 minutes, you're out. If you kick anyone or make somebody leave, you're out.
You're off.
Qualified.
Me.
So the last person in the podcast. So this could be like a 12-hour to 48-hour podcast.
Oh God!
So the last one to be awake is the winner, and I get some sort of prize.
All I'm going to say is, George, and this is no offence, but we have stuff to do.
Yeah, we can't just sit around and live off of the dime. You know, we don't have that luxury.
Well, you got a weekend spare, haven't you?
Oh, for fuck! Yeah, but you've got all the free time in the world with the weekends. People want to enjoy themselves and let their balls hang out and relax.
James, what's today? It's a Sunday.
And what's tomorrow? It's a Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're not at work tomorrow, are you?
We're turning this into a 24-hour stream challenge, George. Then all right. You lose, I've won. So there you go. If you get kicked, you've lost. And so there you
We're
go.
not in.
Oh, George. Why have you bought that? And you can't say it's sentimental.
I've had it for 2 years.
How many years have you had it for?
2.
Oh. What the hell even is that?
Okay, so next one is...
Wait, no, we need to rate the ideas. Okay, so I'll just analyse the idea really quick. I mean, I don't know who loses if someone gets kicked. So if I kick someone, I lose. Well, then I'm going to leave the stream and the stream will be over. So that's ridiculous. And if George flashes his arse and he gets kicked, then he's lost. So I don't It's an alright idea if you're like a professional YouTuber or if you have all the free time in the world, which we don't. And even if I did have all the free time, it's a waste of time. There's far more productive stuff to do than sit there for 48 hours. So for me, I think it's a good idea for like massive YouTubers, but they've probably already done that, haven't they? So I'll probably give it 5 out of 10.
I'd probably say it would only work if we made it more fun and we were a lot bigger and had a lot more of a budget.
Yeah. What would you give it then?
In its current state, I'd say like a 2 out of 10.
Ah, fair enough. George, what's the next idea?
Next idea is ALPA get chiropractic.
Oh, go on then.
By an actual chiropractor, George, or?
Yeah, a proper full... what is it? Not medicated.
What
Qualified.
A full train. Yeah, qualified.
George, we'll end up just being an enema, probably. Knowing George.
We're going to go to Costa Coffee. Guys, take this. No, George.
So yeah, we all get chiropractic. And that would be just a fun, calm video. And we'd all feel quite loose after.
Oh, so I have had chiropractic stuff done before. I mean, it was only at one place. It was all right. It wasn't really. The thing is with chiropractic jazz, like my sports masseurs told me that whatever adjustments they make, it just slips back into place anyway most of the time. So there's
that's
pretty pointless.
if you don't look after it, and if you
No,
only go
no.
a few times.
No, it slips it back into place anyway. But I suppose, but to add to your point, you have to probably keep going and going and going and going to.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like 5 of us rolling up to a chiropractic place and being like, "I want chiropractic jazz done," and there's a million other YouTubers that have done that before. I guess we could make kind of interesting, ask them questions. I'll probably say, probably give that 6 out of 10. It's not too shabby.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, it might be a bit hard to film, but it's more reasonable than the other ones. So I'd probably say like a 5 out of 10.
Right then, George.
Now, this would be called ALP parody,
Oh no.
where we basically parody other shows like One Division.
No.
So like James, like Paul Bettany and Aaron's Wanda.
You've
wearing
got
a
some
wig
odd
in black and
fantasies.
white.
Wait, so you want me pregnant, George? That is horrific.
I could always be one, but I don't mind.
You've got some strange fantasies about us, George. Bloody hell. I just saw the chat. The ALP certain surname, which I'm not going to say. Island.
Okay, then number 4, ALP 24-hour on Epstein Island.
That'd be horrible. Why is George having a heart
attack? Have a special guest.
I think we should just let him die. Let all these segments die. We're done.
Can I have a special guest?
I'm dying. George, are you alright, George? Oh, it's just him being normal. Leave him.
George, imagine saying, George, don't follow the light. It's some bizarre anime on the phone. Don't follow the light, George.
Do you want to hear my special guest for that then, or not?
Oh.
What, is it Tom Hanks or something?
No, Andrew.
What, Andrew Tate?
Prince.
No,
Prince Andrew. Well, 0 out of 10 for both those ideas. What's the final one then?
And the final one is ALP Test Prime.
Oh!
Taste Prime.
Oh.
-8. Why would you want to taste? What would that video even have in it? Like, yeah, it tastes nice. What do you think? Yeah, it tastes nice. See ya. And what's the point?
George, didn't you already drink one? So how would we all have one?
That's the same one that I drank it in the video.
Is it actually? You've actually kept that, George? Bloody hell!
It's still, it's probably about there. I drank a lot of it.
So you've left manky water for weeks, George. You're gonna seriously do damage to yourself.
But I haven't drank it, have I?
This is no offence. I don't want to drink from the same cup as you.
I've got 2 other sealed bottles.
-8 anyway.
Yeah. -8 as well. I'm gonna have to say.
But to hit in my last one.
No, we've already done 5, haven't we, or 6?
Let's have this as a bonus.
Yeah, go on then.
Special feature.
ALP Drag Race.
Again, well, that's probably like a -10. Like, what enjoyment would anyone get out of seeing me dressed as a woman and Aaron dressed as a woman? They'd think that was rubbish.
No, not dragging. Drag race. Car drag race.
Yeah, but you can't drive, George. Just for you running alongside my car and James's car in a blown up MG.
I've got still probably beat the both, but beat the both of you.
George, I'm not being funny. If you nowhere near to passing your test, you haven't done your theory test. You're probably shocking, mate. You're probably not a good driver at this point. You need to
I'm probably a better driver than you right now.
We
Well,
have our
then you can-
licenses.
Yeah, we passed our test, and you've seen me drive, George. I've never seen you drive. But if you think I'm that bad a driver, then you shouldn't have any lifts off of me anymore. Then, so there you go.
I'll barely have any in the first place.
No, I've given you lifts before.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well,
But most of the time you're not driving.
well, neither are you.
Yeah, I didn't say I was.
Exactly. So, George has received a 3-month ban after that. Thank you. So he's gone now.
Yeah.
So let's get on to the conspiracy theories then.
James just gonna handle the heat.
No, Aaron, aren't I a good driver from what you've seen? I don't want this nonsense being spread around. George is driving.
I didn't
George,
say you were a bad driver.
you said you're better than me now. I must be a fucking dreadful driver.
I think I can tell. Well, there's worse drivers than you about.
What does that even mean? So I've said I must be a dreadful driver if you're better than me, and then you've said there's worse drivers than me about.
I'll put it in chat.
George, I am.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to say something really bad then, but you just put a name of someone we used to be friends with. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I'd say I'm a good standard driver. If George thinks that I'm bad, well, he probably had his glasses off.
Can we go back to the original thing then?
No. But why would we have a race? That's illegal.
I call drag being drag stars.
I think this was a Schrodinger's douchebag thing where we say, "No, George, you don't want to dress up as women." Oh no, I meant a drag races in cars.
Well, I don't know where your minds go to.
George, if
I wasn't thinking that at all.
Why didn't you say a car race?
It's a drag race.
Well,
Because it's down a drag strip.
Where are we going to get a drag strip?
The road. Any road.
So we're going to go around speeding and crashing and potentially killing people. You're saying, no, this is ridiculous. George is saying, I'm a far better driver than you. Yet he wants to go around breaking the law and get his license back. Well, he won't get his license back because they'll be like, George, we find you. Oh, you let off. Here's £1 million. Yeah.
I mean,
7 people dead, 1 million cars blown up and destroyed. And he hasn't even pulled it off the drive. So, how did that happen?
Let me riff out an old skit from the podcast. Here's me in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Bang.
What, running over the Queen? George, you horrid person.
Oh, right, yeah. I shouldn't really use that one, should I?
Because isn't that Funko Pop the Queen?
Bang.
Well, yeah, it's meant to be, yeah.
No, not that one.
Oh, is that Bakugo or Midoriya? Midoriya's in it.
Midoriya.
No. Anyway, let's just move on to the conspiracy theories. This is just getting too much now. No, I'll give it like a George. Don't. I'll give it like a -3. Actually, no, probably a -20 because we get arrested and banned from driving.
Yeah, I'll have to agree on that. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not afraid. I'm standing on it.
Let's move on to the conspiracy theories then. So, my first conspiracy theory is about Carl Pilkington. Right. I think, well, this is the theory that Carl Pilkington fakes a lot of his... That he fakes a lot of his... Actually, no, the one theory is about George being an alien that was sent from space, but he was meant to be Superman, but he landed on his head. And this is how we got what happened today.
He landed in the wrong part of the world. And...
God, I wish. Imagine new powers.
Well, you'd kill everyone, wouldn't you?
How happy he would.
I was going to make a joke about saving all the blown up MGs, but MG man.
Old joke.
Oh shit! Rubble.
Just as old as that one, James.
James, it froze as your hand was lifted. Then that was
No, not good.
Yeah.
oh well.
The MG jokes might be old, but they're hilarious still. Me and Aaron are still laughing
James.
our arse.
So what else is an old joke and hilarious?
Yeah, there you go. He's salty, he's upset. See, I don't see how that's funny, George. Me with it.
We should just turn it into the blown up MG image search for the stream.
Yeah.
Just an hour of it.
Well, there you go. Well, George, you're not being let in until I've got proof that you've changed the photo. But yeah, I think Carl Pilkington fakes a lot of his stupidness, right? Because there's so many stories that have been like repeated in the Ricky Gervais show, and he's used them in Sick of It. And I know there's stories that he says, but the thing is, how can he like remember these stories from like years and years ago? And why do Ricky and Steve keep acting surprised when he tries to say them? It just seems. I know it's not an old theory because they've had messages on XFM with people saying it's fake and made up, but Ricky and Steve come up with the comeback that yeah, it's rubbish. How could we write this? It's shit. But I do feel like Carl Pilkington sort of is faking it. I don't know. I'd probably like with this theory with him faking his stupidness because there's so many repeated stories and that shocked again Ricky and Steve. I know there's some of the stories are years apart from when they were originally told, but I personally think right if these stories are like what's it called? So if it was really like if these stories are all fake, they'd probably still be making these podcasts now. But I suppose it wouldn't work because the internet's there, so they wouldn't really be able to cover it up that well. I'd probably have to say no with this theory, but I sort of think some of the stupidness is fake just to make Ricky laugh, but it's just Carl faking it himself. But yeah, what do you think?
I think he plays up to the image of being sort of like a bald idiot sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make everything about Callum's Corner, but you can say the same for him because obviously in some of those 2016 videos, he's playing a character.
Definitely.
He's like not his true self, and he was just saying outlandish stuff just for the fun of it. I'm guessing.
Yeah, like when he said his mom was naked in the chimney and stuck
and those seagulls attacking her.
Yeah. Well, a bit about why did the seagulls attack her while she was naked in the chimney?
Because she covered herself in goose fat to slip up the chimney.
I mean, it's just next level, isn't it? So yeah, I'd say it isn't fake, but yeah, as you said, it's definitely playing up to the image. So I'd say no for this theory. So.
I'd say, well, also as well with the XFM show and the Ricky Gervais show, I think he was probably told like, Carl, just tell this story. And Ricky and Steve, they might have remembered bits of it, but they're that busy, I guess they might have forgotten. But obviously the producers. Wait, no, didn't they take some of the stuff from the XFM shows to put on the Ricky Gervais show?
No, because the audio sounded way different. Because if you listen to the original XFM broadcasts, but then basically like they're separate things. So the original XFM broadcasts, you see them on YouTube, and the mic quality isn't as good. Well, if you listen to like the Ricky Gervais show guide 2, those are what the Ricky Gervais show's made from 2006 onwards. Because in the first season of the Ricky Gervais show, they mentioned that the podcast was that they were recording the podcast in 2006, and all that jazz. So yeah, it's they were all done in 2006, and they were uploaded from they were made into the Ricky Gervais show. Basically, they were done from 2006 to 2010, and they were all they were animated in 2010, 11, and 12. So
yeah, I mean, I think for the overall thing, I'd probably say it's sort of in a half true, half not true, because the only real person who would know is Carl, and I think at the end of the day, he's just playing up to get a bit more money and make it a bit more fun.
Yeah, exactly, and make everyone laugh and go mad. What would you say, George? Depp. George?
Or something.
Oh, so you reckon it's true then? You reckon it's true then?
Probably, yeah.
Damn.
Because you always have to have some sort of script, don't you?
Yeah, but they could be saying we're acting with the podcast, couldn't they, as well? Like we're just acting. This is just all an act. Well, to be fair, when I'm having a go at George, it is mostly, you know, when I'm saying I'm going mad at George, it is mostly just jokes, and you know, it isn't deadly serious. So sometimes I'm a bit like, what's going on, you know?
Except for when we have miss pictures come up.
What do you mean?
What do you mean
Well,
when
I
you
can I
draw
stood up.
as well, George?
Yes, that's
Well, yeah,
that's
obviously those
exactly
are
what
real
I said.
reactions. To be fair, when George does something very outlandish, I am shocked straight away and just remove him. Yeah. So.
Well,
yeah,
I didn't mean to that. To that bit there.
I'm shocked,
That was an
disgusted,
accident.
disgraced, humiliated. Shouldn't be associated with
Loving
George
it.
when that happens. So you'd say it's true then?
Yes, I would say it's true.
George has nothing. Oh, there you are. Okay. So, what's your theory then, George? Because I'm looking forward to what you have to say.
My theory: if you play the Dora the Explorer theme backwards, it sounds Hail Satan.
Have you listened to the Dora the Explorer theme, George, backwards?
Backwards, I have, yes, and it does say it.
So, from what I remember, because I did watch it when I was a kid, so it's the Explorer, Boots and Dora, jumping around.
Well, if you go and listen to it backwards, it should be on YouTube. Is defining it.
Have you
And when
listened to it
Dora
backwards?
the Explorer,
Because I don't know what to say to this theory. I can't prove it or
look it up
disprove
on
it.
YouTube.
Wait, why have you been listening to songs
Okay,
backwards on YouTube? Do you listen to all the songs backwards?
That's just how he watches. That's just how George. That's just how George watches the show. He just watches everything backwards. What's the point?
No, I saw it on a friend.
George, what's going on here?
I saw something on Shane Dawson's podcast.
No, what actually happened was the robot's got in. Oh shit! One of my friends has got into George's brain, and then he's got to
Rewind.
rewind the tape. Oh. With some of the stuff that person I mentioned, with some of his antics, I wouldn't be surprised if he hacked into George's brain and did that to George. Oh,
That's what he's been doing all this time, just hacking into George's brain.
Well, that's what all the delays and that
But yeah,
are coming from.
if you go and look it up on YouTube, just type in Dora the Explorer theme song backwards, you can hear it.
I don't want to get copyrighted.
I'm not going to play it. I'm going to search it, see what comes up.
Maybe just listen to it through your headphones and see if it does say that backwards.
Dora the Explorer backwards. Hail Satan.
I like how you've put it in the dark, George, for this for the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I thought it would be a bit more spooky.
Yeah. George of the jungle, friend to you and me.
According to this, one of the lyrics is, when it's played backwards, is, yeah, we're eating poop.
Oh.
I mean, it just sounds like a song being played backwards. That's all I can say. So,
Well, I'm going to say no then.
all I'm going to say is if they wanted to hide something in a TV show, they could do it a lot better than that.
Yeah, rather than just... Because the thing is, I'm not being funny. When I'm just going to... I know this is meant to look up Dora the Explorer, but I was watching it when I was 3 and 4. It was probably... I just want to be sure that that's when it was about. Let's scroll down. 2002... I'm guessing 2008 then, because it says 8 seasons. 2019! What? I swear it ended in like 2005. I don't know, that's probably because that's when I stopped watching it. Anyway, in the early 2000s, when I watched it right, there wasn't any YouTube, there wasn't any rewinding stuff and messing. Well, there was YouTube in 2005, obviously, like 205. But the point is, you didn't have access to just rewind things willy nilly like you can now. So, as Aaron said, they would have hid it in a way better way, because I'd say 2008 was probably when they could just mess around and rewind things properly and slowly if they wanted to. So in 2000, they wouldn't have thought 8 years later everyone can just have access to it. Well, people who spend a lot of money can just have access to editing software and rewind it. As Aaron said, they just do it way more subtly and interesting than having the song play backwards. Unless they thought, well, someone's mental enough to rewind the telly and play it out loud. And yeah.
Or if someone's watching music backwards for some bizarre reason.
Yeah. So I'm going to say no on this one.
I'll also have to say no.
Right then, Aaron, what is your theory, big man? Rome.
You're right,
Roman.
Oh, your camera went off then for a second.
Oh, I turned it off to get it back in focus, but yeah.
Mine is different governments have radio-controlled sharks. And the theory behind it is who's going to suspect a shark when you're in the sea? And the shark can swim right up and detect submarines and ships and whatever. Apparently, it's quite easy to do, quite easy to control a shark, apparently. And apparently it's a theory that some people believe in. So,
I mean, with this type of thing is most people aren't getting killed by sharks. If they're wanting to assassinate someone like Putin, they're not going to be able to catch him skinny dipping in a Russian river and get some shark flown out there to that Russian river. They're going to fail.
No, so... I meant that they could stick basically they can track ships and find out radio.
Oh,
not like the shark goes and kills someone.
Oh, okay.
Just a shark with a sniper just going for people.
What about robots?
I was going to say, it's kind of like a robot shark.
Yeah, or like a hypnotized shark, I guess, that you've modified somehow.
Yeah. But you could probably do that.
How would you pull it off, George?
Well, you get a tracker, or one of the circle twirly things, and just do the normal hit.
So wait, you get a tracker, swim out to sea, wave the tracker in front of the shark's face, and then expect it to follow orders. I mean, I don't understand what that means. Why would you wave a tracker in front of its face? What's going on?
I mean, from what I've seen, the theory is basically saying that it's a lot more easier to do that than build like a little submarine or a little ship, because a shark is already like a creature that people won't suspect.
The last face you shall see. Oh, classic. Wiggle the chip, wiggle the tracker for encouragement. Wiggle the balls. No. I mean, I don't know how you get a shark underwater and make the clock go back and forth like this. It would be stuck in water and then it would just bite your hand off. So I don't know how any of this would work. Yeah, exactly, George. You should prove your point 1,000 times over. So I don't know how any of that would work.
Is it lagging for just me, or is it lagging for anyone else?
George was lagging slightly.
A little bit.
So they'd attach some metal thing to a shark and think, I pray that the shark travels in this right direction so we can see the Navy vessel that Gordon Brown built and it's sinking. Ooh,
I mean, all I'm going to say is I don't actually believe it, but I wouldn't be surprised if some government has tried it. But I think the general thing is they think that they can go, all right, well, set the shark in this area, and then it can do whatever, and we'll pick up the signals.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'd say it's a no, in the great words of Liam.
I have to agree. No.
What do you? And you'd say no as well, Aaron.
I'd say no, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone's tried it. Like George, he said he's tried it.
Yeah. So I'll get to my theory then. Sorry, what are you going to say, George?
I say if you watch Austin Powers, you can kind of see it. Look at the douche off with laser beams on the head.
All right. Anyway, on to my theory. So my theory is Atlantis. Did it exist and then get squashed? Well, crushed. Well, submerged in loads of water. So apparently Atlantis was meant to be like far more advanced than the humans around at the time. I don't believe in any of these spaceships like you see in the Disney film with Michael J. Fox. That's a bit ridiculous with those flying ships because of the Atlanteans' power sources. But maybe at the time they were well far ahead of things and all that, and they were well with it. And they just got unlucky and got squashed. Well, got submerged in water because years ago there was this tsunami that was really tall. I think it was like 100 meters tall or something, and it travelled at like 600 kilometers an hour and like squashed this island. Basically, it was just a one-off freak occurrence. So I guess if something like that can happen, maybe Atlantis did exist. But I think it was just sort of like the Greeks sucking up to themselves a bit and being like, "Oh well, let's just write a load of funny stuff to act like we were better than we were." And what probably happened with Atlantis, it was just probably a regular city, and it had some cool stuff here and there. You know, they invented electricity and ibuprofen, and they invented Stella. So, you know, they had all these good things going for them. Then the water squashed them. So, yeah, that's probably what happened.
There's definitely been cities.
George,
there's definitely been cities. I mean, what a hot take from George. You just said there's definitely been cities. That's probably the best thing, smartest thing, most philosophical thing that has ever come out of George's mouth. I could honestly cry at this, tears coming out of my eye. I'm so proud of George. Well done.
I think we should end it here.
Forget everything else. No. I think, honestly, after George said that take, we don't need to do any more podcasts. Actually, we don't even need to live anymore. We can just fade away and die. Because that was such a beautiful take from George. There's no, you're not going to get anything better than that. The whole world can die peacefully. I mean, that was brilliant, George. Well done. What's the matter with George? We were complimenting you, George. We were giving you respect. Come on.
I was saying that whole city have been found underwater, in the past that have been sunken by floods.
No, I think what you're thinking of is a little. I think what you're thinking of is a little shop in Barnstable. They got flooded in a low area, a low sea level area. Sorry, not sea level, a lowland area. Yeah, or it could have been in Tenby, like a Sainsbury's, got flooded a bit. A few puddles ended up in there. That's not a submerged underwater city, George. That's just a puddle in Sainsbury's.
Submerged cities, and you'll find one.
I think I'll find something very bizarre if I look that up. I think that'll be a weird anime. Submerged cities.
It's just the Sainsbury's with puddle in. Did you say?
He just says stuff about Russia. George, this is bizarre. Anyway,
I'd probably say.
What were you saying, Aaron? Sorry.
I've watched some stuff on like Atlantis and all that, and I don't think it's obviously it's not like aliens or anything, but I do think that back in the day that there's obviously been civilization for a lot longer than we think.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the circumstances of Atlantis. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a place called it, but I don't think it's what people make it out to be.
Yeah.
So I guess, sorry, I was going to say technically I'd agree, but yeah, probably yeah.
Yeah, it probably wasn't as grand as people made it out to be. It was probably just a few little wooden like tents, like Winnie the Pooh or whatever, like what he all stops in, and then it just all got flooded, and the Greeks thought, "Oh well, this is cool." Yeah, I'll probably have to say no at that theory as well. Sadly, yeah.
George,
George, have you got a theory, George?
he's died of alcohol poisoning after one sip of Strongbow.
Particles in the Strongbow finally killed him. Oh, that's a shame. Well, do you want to say your theory then, Aaron, as George is
I think we should kick George off the podcast forever, actually.
Yeah, get rid of him. Yeah, he's finished. He's done for good. So what's your theory then?
My theory is that this happened in America, but the theory is that there's something called poisonous snow.
Well, is that from like chemical snow or something?
Well, basically what it is there's chemicals in snow that can be put there by the government or just absorbed somehow, and it means that the snow doesn't melt. There's pictures of people like with lighters holding it, like that's a lighter, and the snow isn't melting, and people are saying that it's got chemicals in, and it's here to like spread stuff that the government wants spreading. That's what happened in Georgia in the USA, allegedly.
So there was snow and it poisoned people.
Well, basically the snow wasn't melting; it just wasn't going, and people were trying to set fire to it, and it was just turning black. It wasn't melting; it was just like scorching. So
I think there's definitely something weird going on there, but it was probably just some like there is acid rain, so I wouldn't be surprised. George said. I mean, I don't really know what to make of that one. That one sounds quite weird. Did it eventually go away, the snow?
Yeah, eventually. And I've got written down here that scientists said it was something based on the perfect conditions for really hard snow. So when people tried to light it on fire, it was like melting on the inside, but on the outside of the snowball. That's what they say. But no one believes them. So
No, I don't.
I don't believe in it, but
yeah, I'd have to say no to that one as well.
What do you think, George?
I don't know. Because there is acid rain. So could it be made from acid rain?
So the government made the acid rain to get into the snow and then kill people?
No, the government haven't made acid rain. Acid rain is an actual thing.
Is what? Sorry, Aaron.
Acid rain made the government.
Oh, yeah.
But so I'm going to go with yes.
Oh, that acid rain made the government. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like an episode of Doctor Who, isn't it? With those people that are made out of Play-Doh. The Matt Smith episode.
Oh, okay.
That white.
Do you mean the slab? Oh, you mean the gangers?
Yeah.
That rubbish episode, that Daft 2 party, yeah.
Well, the only reason I did that, this is a bit off topic. The only reason I did that was to build up the finale. That was all it was. So then Amy got spunked on, and it just took a big load of white on her.
Wait, what happened with that then? How did that happen? So wait, was that a fake Amy that died in episode 5 then with the Weeping Angels?
No, this is different series.
No. It's a complete different series, but basically the gangers were only there.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
So
yeah, gangers
series
in series 6 weren't they? I'm an idiot. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy died in series 7.
Yeah, and Amy's baby was a ganger in A Good Man Goes to War.
Yeah. So what happens to the ganger Amy and baby ganger Amy?
They're both.
No, it's not. No, that's the real Amy, but a baby's a ganger.
Oh, so does the ganger baby die?
And a baby basically melts into a powder goo.
Oh.
But then her actual baby is with a song.
Oh, yeah, I remember now, yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it can get quite complicated.
Yeah. Did you say your theories are no then, Aaron?
Yeah, I said no, yeah.
What's your theory then, George? Final theory.
I've got 2 more theories.
Oh, go on then. Just go for it.
I only said one of mine.
No, it's meant to be 2 for me, 2 for Aaron, 2 for you.
To be fair, George
I
is
know.
short. So.
I've got 2 mini ones.
Go on then.
Hang on.
Come on, George.
Oh, silence! 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 Oh, help!
So Disney.
Silence!
Wait, George, you said Disney. Amazing. Amazing.
Yes,
I said Disney because you interrupted me.
No more. No need. George is brilliant. George's brilliance has made the podcast a bellissimo. Bellissimo. George just said Disney. That's all he needed to do. I'm amazed. Well, that's the end of the conspiracy theories then. So let's move on to the next segment. Go on then, George. What's the theory?
What's that? He's got pressed against the camera. Oh,
So the theory is Disney technically has no recorded deaths at their at their parks.
I thought you meant in the
So
film.
like when a ride broke and flung a person off the ride onto the pavement, they were basically technically still alive, and they died at the hospital. So that's not a death at Disney. And
What theory even is this?
that Disney has had no deaths at the park
that's more of a
when there has actually been deaths at
List of incidents at Walt Disney. Oh God, this is depressing. Oh.
what?
All right, so basically it says on the ferry boat, a 61-year-old woman suffered a lung collapse, fractured ribs, and back
Wait.
pain due to the boat accident near Magic Kingdom.
But did she die at Disney?
George, this one here says a man committed suicide at Disney. So that's a death.
Yeah. Right, George has just left. Disney have taken him down.
Yeah, there's multiple people committing suicide at Disneyland.
God, this is horrible.
So George just told a really depressing theory, and then he just left.
What does he want us to say? I don't understand what the theory even is, because it's like...
Well, I've just disproven it, because it says there's like 4 people who've committed suicide at Disney, at least.
Yeah, so it was like one of the oddest theories ever, because it's just like, there's no deaths at Walt Disney Park. Okay, but there's... How? Well, someone got flung off a ride onto the pavement and died in hospital 2 months later. But it's a death caused by Disney, but the death didn't happen on the park. All right, then.
I thought George was going to say that when they fell off the ride, it like flew them out the park. It wasn't technically on their property. It's almost as bad as the guys. Everyone has a freckle on their arm. Like, George, I don't know.
Yeah. When it's just been disproved because 4 people committed suicide at Disney. So.
Well, George said he had another theory, so...
Oh, yeah, 2 theories, yeah.
Here he is. I'm glad that you finally admitted it, George. It's taken many years.
What's George doing? George, right.
So hear my last one now.
Go on then.
That's
Wait, did you even vote on the last one, actually?
Oh yeah, it's a no. It didn't happen because Aaron just disproved it.
Yeah, I'll vote.
George, would you say it's true or not?
Well, no, if there's been suicides there.
Okay.
And God, that went dark very, very quickly. And the last one isn't Disney related again.
Oh no.
And this is mostly true that people throw their ashes into the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Into Ursula's arse from Little Mermaid.
That's really disrespectful to the deceased, James.
So
What are you on about?
But you said no one died, and then it turns out loads of people did. Surely that's more.
No, they take the ashes to the park and dump them in the rides.
In the actual rides?
Right, so there's just kids there just covered in ash.
George! This is horrible.
Okay.
Oh no.
I have heard of something like this. That stopped, I think. 'Cause didn't it clog up the fountains or something? I'll just put. It says here, that Disney know what ashes look like in the pools, and they have a procedure to clean it out. Yeah, they have a clean-up crew that clear up ashes. Well, not a specific; they're just the cleaners, but you know.
That's not a theory. That's a fact.
Well, it's not a theory then. If it's a fact. It's like me saying that the sky now is black because it's nighttime. Like theory. No, it's the fact.
What's nice blue?
For reference, we're recording this at 9 o'clock at night, and it's in autumn, so it's dark out. Just saying that for the record.
So what even was the theory? So Ashes got dumped in bloody Disney. George! No, we're not.
Again, and I would do it.
George, if you do it, you're just making yourself look a mug, and you'll get banned. You'll get banned off the podcast for months.
Hey, George just said it's a good thing he looks like a mug if he did
I
it.
will sue.
Oh. all he's done is warn me, so I've kicked him. Oh. Okay, so he hasn't put something as bad as I thought he would. He just says, well, can you see him in the waiting room?
No, I can't see the waiting room.
No, this is all it says. It's pretty bad, but it's not like as bad as I thought it would be.
You were having a go at us for being disrespectful, and then you've
put that,
which wasn't even disrespectful in the first place.
Yeah, all I said they chucked ashes into Ursula's arse as a joke because it doesn't sound right at all. So. George.
This is a very honest stream.
Get new jokes. Oh, okay. Get new jokes.
I'm quite surprised that the ashes weren't sentimental. No, that's a bit too far.
Oh no, Aaron, that's too far. That's too far. That's way too far. Oh God.
Well, if George
scraping out of the river.
If George dumped all the ashes there, it'll blow up Disney World.
Oh.
No, if George dumped all, I meant the dust, not the ashes.
No, I'd be scared. Oh yeah, the dust. Yeah.
Oh,
there was a funny story I was going to say, but I totally forgot because I was farting around. Well, that was conspiracy theories. See you in another 6 months with the conspiracy theories now.
Imagine I just go around with a massive scoop and just grabbing them all out of the rides.
Hey,
I shouldn't really re-say it.
what went round the rides?
George said he was going to scoop all
No,
the ash.
collect.
Oh no. Never mind. Never mind. I'll give up. Before we go on to the so that was conspiracy theories. Ended on a very, very, very dark, worrying note. Before we move on to the next segment, Amazing Awful Animals, I guess we can go over some news. George, you had some cool stuff. Oh, right, okay. You didn't do both of them. That's good.
What? Oh no,
I thought you.
I just do that basically. But the
Yeah.
news, what was the news now?
GTA 6 leaks.
Oh yeah, the GTA 6 stuff. Well, so
What do you
yeah,
think then, George?
well, no, I think like 9 terabytes, or so, was it? I think it was nine really big bits of hardware were leaked for GTA 6, basically, of character models, gameplay, um, what people thought was the whole map, but it wasn't the whole map at first. And people were saying it looks bad, and then people are saying it looks bad because it's in early development, even though they've probably been working on it for the past 5 years, and it doesn't even look as good as GTA 4 at this point.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's not far off.
I think, no, to be fair, it's in early development. I think all we can really look at is the gameplay and the scenes that we see. I only skimmed through it this morning. I mean, it's all right. The gameplay is clearly the same. It looks like Red Dead 2 gameplay at a very early stage. They're probably going to keep it the same, not take many risks, and because they're probably thinking to themselves, "We made so much money with GTA 5, we're not going to replicate that again." And while that may be true, that's no excuse to just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. A wise man over here once said to me, "It's best to do." This wise man right here said to me, "It's best to do loads of George, why'd you keep going like this? I feel like you're building up to something when you keep going like this."
No, I just scratched my nose or something.
Anyway, I feel like this is what you said ages ago, Aaron. I know you were referring to video ideas, but basically, it's better to make loads of different things and experiment and have them fail than stick with the same thing and stagnate. You know, at the end of the day, Rockstar could easily make something better. You know, it might not make as much money, but the most important thing is that they make something good, especially with the amount of years they put into games. You might as well just try and make something great. You know.
It's like what I said to you. It's not a GTA 6. It's GTA 5 plus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, literally look really similar to GTA 5. Where you'd think they'd probably try and do something like what's one of the best like shooting games, like Saints Row 5, isn't it? Also, not the actual like gameplay, like take elements from how that looked to make it look a bit different.
I don't know what you mean.
In a normal city, just like any other GTA game.
Thoughts, Aaron? I don't know what that means. I don't know. What did you think of GTA 6?
What of the leaks and stuff?
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't seen them. I'll try looking at them, and it just looks like pre-production or in development stuff.
Early stages, yeah. Yeah, Aaron, could you turn your camera off for it? Just because I don't want it reflecting off your glasses. Just if that's okay, thanks.
Why was I turning my camera off?
No, turn it off. No, I don't. Basically, if you're watching it, I don't, because technically it's illegal. So them seeing the reflection from your glasses, it might be a bit, you know. I know they're not going to watch it, but you never know. Rockstar might be like, early gameplay, fuck you. We'll have an army from Nottingham coming down to bloody kill us.
It's weird being not being the one that's been kicked.
No, I actually wasn't looking at it. There's no.
Oh, okay. So I thought you were.
No, I was reading an
Jed, why
article.
don't you just show the leaked map?
I'm not showing the penis. No, the cock and balls.
Wait, no one's going to get that joke, are they? Because we can't show it anyways. So
Exactly.
Look at the guy that's in the picture.
But yeah, I think they're just going to play it very safe with this game. I mean, we saw how shrilly. I mean, to be honest, I thought to myself, all right, Rockstar are a bit twatty and a bit too money driven with how they've just buffed it with GTA 5 and just kept putting content on GTA 5 instead of trying to make a new game. But I thought to myself, you know what? It's whatever. You know, the shark cards, it's whatever. Red Dead 2, that story was amazing. The online was a bit shrilly. But then with this GTA original trilogy, old trilogy remaster.
Jeez.
What do you think of the characters being?
Right, so with this GTA trilogy remaster from years ago, you sort of think to yourself, like, well, I know they've got some mobile company to do it, and at the end of the day, they can't help being pushed to the brink and all that. They can't help being pushed to the absolute limit and rushed. But that was Rockstar's decision, so that's quite shrilly and shit. And it just seems like they're just going to play it safe with GTA 6. But hopefully it's good. The thing is with GTA, I don't mind them not changing the gameplay. But what I do want changed is better story, better missions, and online that is less orientated around shark cards. So
I have story info.
go on then, George.
It's going to be more of like a Bonnie and Clyde situation, where you play as a guy or a girl, but you're basically teaming up.
So basically,
So
you run around.
kind of like Trevor, Mike, and
George, are you sure you're not looking at the actual Bonnie and Clyde film? Like the synopsis for it?
no. If you watch the gameplay, you can see the two characters together.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, do you want to move on to Amazing Awful Animals?
I have a little bit of news. It's just a bit.
Oh, go on.
Have you heard about that chess scandal?
No.
Right, you know, like you can play chess at like a really competitive level. Like,
Oh yeah, Critical did a video on it.
kind
Yeah,
of-
but I didn't actually watch it. What happened?
basically, the one of the top guys who plays chess, he was found out to be cheating, and the way he was found out cheating was, and I'm not making this up, but he had anal beads in, and they vibrated, and there was like certain codes that his friend had, and his friend would work out the strategy, and if it would vibrate twice, he knew, oh, I'll move here. If it vibrated 3 times, he'd move there, and it was just like that. George has anal beads in right now, and they're so.
It's the bloke's vibrating George's anal beads.
Someone else.
He's vibrating them.
I was going to
George,
say,
you're gonna make.
someone we know's hacked into his brain. They've hacked into his arse.
I'm gonna rewind his ass. Ah, the shit's in my eye. Ah!
No, James, we've got him. That was my early Christmas present, James.
What was your early Christmas present?
The listeners will get it.
What, the anal beads? Right, let's move on.
Anyway, that is mad that they'd go to that. I mean, do you get much money in professional chess?
Yeah, you can get millions at the top, I think.
Pretty lame then that he cheated and fucked people out of money. And
all I'm going to say is if they're doing that in chess, what else are they doing to him that we don't know about?
True, yeah. It's quite a weird way of cheating. I mean, I'd rather lose and not have beads at my arse than win everything and have beads. I mean, that would be just horrible. I mean, if people are into that, then fair enough. But you know, you wouldn't want beads up your arse vibrating to win a game. That's ridiculous. Even if someone is interested in that, like, you wouldn't be able to concentrate on the game, so you'd fail. So,
well, it's just for money, and at the end of the day, and recognition, I'm guessing. So
Yeah, quite annoying, but still it's cheating, so it's shitty in it really. So
Quite
1 out of 10.
literally. So.
Oh yeah, the beads have shit all over them.
Talking about gaming as well, or sort of games, wrestling talk. Guess who Roman Reigns' next opponent is?
Logan Paul, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
You're going to be
can't
there
wait to see him
going,
get wrecked.
Forest.
Yeah, that's you. You're going to try and start the Far East chant. Far East, Far East, Far East, Far East, Far East, Far East. Get this fucking idiot out here! Boo, boo, get out. What? Boo. It doesn't work in the States, you idiot. Get out of here. No!
I'll film it as well.
But you're gonna go to wherever. Oh, it's in Dubai, isn't it? So you're gonna go to Dubai.
I'll film it.
George, you will not survive in Dubai.
Yeah, you wouldn't get any dime there, mate.
Yes.
No, I mean, like 1 second off the plane, he'd go missing.
Film it.
Oh, yeah. George would be in big trouble.
Funny.
George, it feels like we're sort of laying in the same bed, the way you've got the camera angle. Or it looks like I'm a piece of food that you're about to eat. This is the final POV of a chip.
All right. I mean, what was the point of that news? Logan Paul's going to wrestle Roman Reigns. So what? I mean, Logan Paul's had like 2 matches, and fair play, he hasn't been about that long in the wrestling industry, and people are raving about him. But like, it's not like he's having next level matches, is he?
He's getting booed every time he comes out when he's meant to be a baby face.
I thought all the marks were like sucking him off and saying, "Oh, he's only had like 2 matches. He's better than John Cena."
No, is he? He's rubbish. He's just been knocked down twice.
What do you mean he's just been knocked down twice? No, Logan had proper matches. How did he just get knocked down twice and then do nothing?
Well, because part of the storyline where he loses again and again and again.
No, but he's had full matches. No, but he's had full matches, George. You can't.
Oh, you made me on now.
Aaron, do you know anything about this? Because this doesn't sound right. How can he get knocked down twice and then nothing else happened? Surely he's done more than that in the WWE.
That definitely sounds like a George quote that has been sort of... No, it sounds like a quote that George has filtered.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I don't really follow Logan Paul or anything.
Yeah, fair enough. Can we just move on to Amazing Awful Animals? Because this is too much now.
Yeah, just...
All right. So this is the first Amazing Awful Animals is actually about my family history. So what happened was years ago there was this lunatic. All right, I'm getting rid of George. He's laughing at a serious good story here. So I'll have to keep him out for this one. So basically, what happened was there was this lunatic in my town with a shotgun, and he just used to sit at the light with a shotgun and not at the light, at a lamppost, and just sit there with a shotgun for ages. And very, very strange man, pretty horrid guy, really. Anyway, he was walking along High Street in my town, and he actually kicked this horse's eye out. No, sorry. He beat this horse up really badly. Everyone was a bit annoyed. Then another time, this cow was doing work for him, like pulling something for him. And then he just beat the shit out of this cow, kicked its eye out, and the cow pooed itself on the high street. So what happened was, my great nan took him to court over it, and he tried to say, "Oh, she's lying." But then what happened was, the doctor came in and said, no. What she's saying adds up. All the bruises and everything are actually on this cow. So I don't know what happened to him. I think they just... Hopefully he did some prison time, but I highly doubt it. I think they just... Because even though in the UK, all that time, back in like the 1930s and early 40s, they were a lot harsher on crime. I think with animals, they didn't really care that much. But I think he got in a bit of trouble and fined. But yeah, so, That was how my great nan was. If something couldn't defend itself, like a grown adult can, she'd be really passionate and defending it. Like there was this kid in the family, like not close family, but like sort of like not distant family. Either. Like basically, it wasn't her kid. It wasn't like my nan or great aunt or whatever. Basically, it was just like this kid, like one of their cousins who had ended up being muddy. He sunk in this mud, and then this bloke got him out. He was really muddy. Went in. His mum said, "Get in this basement," because the mud was everywhere in her shop. This isn't in the same town. The shop's a few towns away from my town. And my great nan came in and could hear him in the basement, so she shouldered down the door and then got him out because she locked him in the basement. And then his mum was like, "What the bloody hell have you done that for?" And she was like, "Well, you can't be doing that. He's a kid, blah, blah, blah." So whenever it was something that couldn't defend myself, my nan was very, my great nan was very strong and passionate about, "George, just put ha 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 ha." George, that's disgusting, that final comment. You're banned from the studio now. I'm doing the rest of the podcast without him. That's disgusting, George. That's disgusting, that final comment. I banned him from the studio after that one. Too far, George, too far. No need to bring family into it. I know it was just an odd edgy joke, but I'm not having that. That's ridiculous. So yeah, what do you think of that amazing animal? Oh shit, we've got George's addiction. I've got to let him back in. No! Oh, fuck's sake.
Well, George is currently running to your house, so it might be there in a minute.
Oh shit, how do I unban George? Oh no. Oh, fuck's sake. We can't not do George's addiction. Anyway, what do you think of that? What do you think of that story?
In some way, well, obviously it's a bit depressing because of the abuse, but it's a good thing that your nan stood up for. No, sorry, your great nan stood up for the animals, I guess.
Yeah. What about the second story where she shouldered down the door?
To be honest, that seems a bit. So did that kid's mom lock the kid in the basement?
Yeah, locked him in the basement. Yeah, she. I mean, my nan wouldn't have just busted the door down just for the sake of it. That would have been ridiculous.
I mean, it's a bit hard to say because obviously I'm never going to know the situation, am I? But
no, basically he was locked in the cellar, and she was like, "What the hell?" You know, he nearly sunk in quicksand, well, in mud, and you know he was muddy. Why are you just throwing him in the basement? That's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, it's just a bit hard for me to say anything. I guess. Fair play.
Yeah. I can't believe this comment. No need to bring family into it. You bring my family up. As soon as I say something, you go. George, when have I ever said anything about your family on the podcast? I didn't say what you put in there was horrible. George, when have I ever said anything, George? When have I ever said anything? When have I said...
Podcast?
The finger, James. The finger.
What did I say? What did I say, man? What did I say?
I'll tell you after the stream.
George, the MG isn't your family. It's a bloody car.
And it's not even a good car. No. It's barely a car.
Oh God. Oh God. I mean, I think George is going to do something bad, so I had to remove him. Oh, goodness. Right, tell me after the podcast then, George. Whatever you say, bro. Whatever you say. And so, oh God. God, that is just... The jokes are too good, man. The jokes are too good. Alright, so this is the second story I wanted to bring into it. So, whoops. So there was a pig heist. This person actually robbed a pig. Oops. What do you think of this then, Aaron? Oh, wait, what is it? There we go. So basically, we spoke to an animal rights activist, Wesley Omar, who this week was sentenced to 12 months of community service for stealing a pig. Yeah, so He wasn't rescuing hostages from a terrorist cell. He was stealing a pig from a farm in Leicestershire, England. Extremely childish manner.
It's a bit extreme, isn't it? 12 months of community service and 100 hours of unpaid work.
Yeah, but you can't be stealing pigs, can you?
Yeah, but people can like rob like people's purses and get like 20 hours community service or something, can't they?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, just shows how bloody ridiculous the justice system is in the UK. Well, in England mainly. I think Wales are a little bit more harsh on crime. I'd like to think, but we're not going to get into politics here. We're not going to get into that.
Oh, I thought it was the anal beads coming out.
Anyway, yeah, you are right. To be fair, it's a bit harsh, isn't it? Just for stealing a pig, and I think he must have returned the pig. Otherwise, this story wouldn't have been made. Yeah, the thing is, these pigs are usually given a nice life and all this jazz, so don't. It just seems a bit ridiculous to steal a pig, doesn't it? So, George, can you type in the private chat what I said that was so bad, please? Free pork for like a year.
I think George means something a bit different than pork, as is the food.
The thing is, if you went and stole that pig, you could bang it once, store it in the freezer, and just chop whatever you wanted.
Wait, did you say bang?
Bang the pig. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant
finger bang it. Bloody hell, George. Not
good. I know you want that fantasy to be true, but it's not going to happen.
I don't want you to finger bang a pig. That's disgusting. That's bestiality.
We haven't gone past. We haven't nurtured it before.
I haven't said no to watching you finger a pig.
Well, you're looking at when we borrow that dog from next door.
This sounds like one of your dreams, George. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Did the 15 versions of George do this or something? It wasn't me. It was the other version of me. You get off with it, sir. It's fine. I don't think the other 14 versions of George know about the technique. So, anyway, can we move on to George's addiction? This has been quite a mad one. In your dreams, George, finger a dog, my bloody arse.
Give me 1 second.
Wait, George's addiction isn't like a can of dart fruits, is it? How much have I spent on this? Well, George, you don't even have one of them. Well,
and it's already been drunk, so it's not worth that much anymore.
This one's from 3 years ago. Okay.
Yeah. You know this one bloke at college, this fat bloke who stunk? He said if anyone crushed his cans, he'd kill him.
I'd like to see someone like that try.
Well, he's about 6 foot and quite big, but he ain't that tough. You know, if someone squashed his cans, you know, what's he really going to do? He just said, like, he'd cut their guts out and all that jazz, but, like, you know, it's just, yeah. I think he's changed from that now, but it's a bit ridiculous, really. He could just say, well, he'd punch him in the face or something. So, are we judging a piece of glass? How much you spent on a piece of glass, George? There's an LGBT sock on the floor, okay? Rainbow sock, for each their own. All right, so what are we judging, George? There's fingers. Wait, why have you stuck your finger up, George? What's the problem? Is she from My Hero Academia? George, you do realise your mic's off? You've chose to mute yourself.
No, I didn't know the mic was off. So yeah, that's the first one from My Hero.
No.
George, don't zoom in there.
Are you getting multiple from
so that's that one?
Yes.
Now, this is my newest one that I got yesterday. And my favourite character.
She's from My Hero as well. To be fair, I never really found her that interesting, the headphone lady. Never found her that interesting, really, but each their own. Each their own.
Really disassemble the whole team if you had the information to.
How could she disassemble the whole team? Like Todoroki can bloody shoot ice and fire. How's a little headphone going to do that?
There we go. The last one is
Just your fingers.
oh wait, it's upside down.
So what even is that?
It's the One Division TV set.
So those three combined, you've got the two ladies from My Hero and One Division TV set. I'm gonna guess £33.
Okay.
I'll say 50 quid.
39.
39.
So James is close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was close by £6 and you were 10 quid off. So there you go.
Wait, hang on. Let me double check. Sorry. Let me just finger.
Finger? What?
No, you're right. Yeah, 39. Yeah, you're right.
Oh no. It lost its value after George sat on it bare arse accidentally.
No, it gained value, James. All the
Oh,
dust.
Oh no. Well, that was George's addiction then. Any final? Whoa, that was quite shocking. Any final messages? Anything anyone wants to say?
No, not really. No.
The Queen. I think we already did the silence for her last week, George. But have you just put her face down, George? George, what the hell's going on? Dun 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 dun. Oh, oh no, that was grim. He just zoomed in on it and then turned the camera off. Oh no.
That is some
no!
some cinematic storytelling there.
It's this new day used to say. Well, I guess we can wrap up nicely there. Anyone got any final messages?
No, not really.
George?
New video this week.
What's the video?
I have no idea yet.
Okay.
No video this week.
It'll probably be a full review of the new box of these, basically. Actually, I've got the back of it here.
George, you know, with all the free time you've got, why don't you just spam out videos all the time? Think about what you could have got done in the last 2 years of being out of work.
I do. I've got videos done and things like that.
Okay.
But I just release them when I want to, basically.
So you've got a load of videos planned, but you just release them a month apart each, so you can get like 20 years of content.
I've got 3 filmed, but I'm not releasing them yet.
Why?
Because I have to edit them, and I want to try and do it so I can do a top screen and a bottom screen. So
George,
one like that, and then top one with face to face.
But if you've already filmed it, what's there to edit? Like, you can't edit on nothing.
No, what I mean is to sync them up nicely, basically.
No, but
I've found that hard.
The solution is, George, is that you just get some free software on your laptop and just do it that way. Like the software Liam uses.
Well, I've got a good software on the phone. It's just syncing them up nicely.
Okay. Well, there you go then. Let's end this one here.
And I will be doing a review on the second series of this.
some dust.
Oh no! Oh wait, no. That's. I thought it was.
The
Because
quintessential.
the new series comes out on the 3rd,
Is that your favourite?
and I will be having the DVD come out, so I will be doing a review of that.
Is that your favourite show by far? Then
No, that one's my favourite.
I'll be back in just a second. I just need to.
I thought you liked quintessential quintuplets better. Oh.
Yeah,
What do you like
I do
better
like
than-
it. It was one of my favourites, but Zombieland is my favourite one.
What do you like better than Doctor Who or Zombieland Saga overall? If you had to watch the whole Doctor Who series or the
It
whole
depends what era.
Let's just say all of New Who or Zombieland Saga.
New Who.
Damn.
But I don't want to count Chibnall.
You have to though.
Than Zombieland Saga.
Really? Oof. Damn, I'm surprised. Is Chimnall that bad then?
Yes, he is. But we will be getting this centenary special in October,
Mm-hmm.
which will be Jodie Whittaker's last episode and Christian was last episode.
That's good then, isn't it?
So we will actually get some good Doctor Who
George, you know
after this last episode.
You know the centenary. Does that just mean that there's 100 episodes?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was 100 years.
It's basically a celebration of the BBC the 100th.
Jeez, this is a.
Whoa!
Whoa!
That was still one of the funniest moments on the podcast ever when you edited yourself into George's photo and you would go, "Oh, what the fuck!" Oh, I just noticed George at the bottom in his mouth. Oh god, that was. Have I killed George? You look like a Doctor Who villain.
I think the anal beads have gone too far in.
Oh.
Jeez.
No, I found it so funny when you had George's face like in the background. It was like, and then it was you going, "Oh, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!" That was like one of the best things ever. I think we should definitely recreate that one of the days. Maybe on the Christmas special.
Okay.
All right, well, we can end it there. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you next one. George, for God's sake.
It was his final wish, James, to do that. So.
See you later, everyone. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.